Hey, what's up, everybody? Paul Carassone, the property boss here. Today, I'm going to be answering all different types of questions. Real estate, personal life, things like cars, planes, all the things that I like to do that people also would love to do but don't know how to obtain. So now, let's start out with the first question. Paul, how do I balance my love for cars with real estate investing? That's an easy one. You know, priorities. Priorities. I always had a love for cars, but I knew my pocket would not fill my desire to have the cars that I really love. So what would I do? I started with investing first before I went out and spent my money stupid. Okay? I spent my money on real estate. I spent my money on moving forward. So at least this way, at the end, I knew then my real estate would be paying for all the things I love to do. The cars, the jets, the trips, everything. Okay, so now I have it. So, you know, you have to get your priorities right. You just can't put $1,000 in your pocket and think you're gonna burn it. No, you're not just gonna go out and spend that money, not if you wanna succeed. Okay, what you need to do is put that money somewhere where it's gonna grow. Okay, real estate is not the golden ticket. It's not what everybody makes you believe it is. It's a job, it's a hard job, and it's a slow process. Okay, so what? Cars. Yeah, I've got Rolls Royce, I've had Lamborghinis, I've had McLarens, I've Mercedes, I've had probably every fucking Mercedes ever made. However, it's something that you have to put in perspective. Do you want those things and work to be broke? Or do you want to work to be wealthy? And how do you do that? You concentrate on taking the money you make from your business and parlaying it into more business, growing that income. The first thing you did to succeed, repeat. Okay? Make, invest, repeat. That's how you get to a point in your life where you can have the cars, you can have the boats, you can fly on the jets. That's how you're going to get there. Not by making $100 and spending $1,000. No, I know too many people who live like that. That ain't the way to do it, man. That is not the way to do it. You know, another question is, hey, Paul, what's the weirdest thing I ever seen doing a property tour? You know, I remember touring a factory which was turned into lofts, and it had really high ceilings, like 15-foot ceilings. I walk into this apartment, and what do I see? I see nets hanging from the ceilings. These nets were 10 feet high, and a rope ladder getting you up to them. And that was how the people slept. It even had a trapeze in it. I'm like, wait a second. What the fuck are these people doing in this apartment? What is really going on in here? Is this circus or is this where people are living? That is by far the weirdest thing I seen while touring a property to purchase. Next question. What motivates me to keep growing my portfolio? It's the fire in the pit. It's the desire to keep moving. I've seen a lot of people sit stagnant. And you know what that brings? Man, you ever see anything that sits stagnant for a while? It gets cobwebs, it gets dusty. That ain't me. I'm not just going to sit around and wait for time to pass me by without moving forward. I'm not sitting stagnant, okay? That ain't me. You want to be successful in life, then you have to keep pushing forward, okay? You need to find, whether it's in one business or multiple businesses, you need to just keep going forward. Keep pushing through, and for that, you need the fire in the pit, the fire to succeed, that burning passion to move forward. This is what motivates me, because this fire in my pit is burning strong, man. I just want to keep on going. People ask me, Paul, when are you going to retire? Retire? No, I'm not going to retire. I'll retire when I got plenty of time to retire when I'm in the ground, 6 feet. I take the dirt nap and that's that. I remember somebody asked me. And you know, they did it in such a way where they were like fucking mad at me. Paul, when is enough enough? Enough is never enough. Again, why would I sit still instead of keep moving forward? I've got a family to take care of. I've got employees to take care of. It just doesn't end with me satisfying my pocket. No. Remember something. when you're in business, when you're a business person, everybody who's with you depends on you. So it's not here today, gone tomorrow. You have to keep moving forward so everybody who's with you can grow with you. Don't take that lightly. It's a big responsibility for you and the people who work with you, because that's your team. And without them, you ain't grown. All right. So what's the best piece of advice somebody ever gave me about business? You know what? I'm gonna answer this two ways. Best piece of advice that I received was somebody said to me, Paul, sometimes you've got to kill the squirrel to get the cat. Meaning, you have to take a loss to keep moving forward. I had a building with a big prepay, all right? And there was a big prepayment penalty on that mortgage. So what happens if I paid that prepay at that time? It was about $300,000. And we're going back 2.5 decades ago. I knew I'd be able to buy another building, but did it pay for me to refi that property and pay that prepay? Was it going to work out? Well, guess what? You better believe it worked out. Why? Because shortly after that, we had 2007 hit. So the fact that I paid that prepay of $300,000 and was able to refi that property and then get hit with the shitstorm of 2007, and properties then being sold for pennies on a dollar, it was a win-win for me. You know, and that was the catalyst to the growth I've experienced. Why? Because I was willing to take that hit. And with that hit, I was able to get exponential growth. Somebody's asking me, Paul, what is one of the craziest things about owning property that you remember? Well, this one is out there. This was early on in our career, where doing an eviction, the sheriff shows up because it's the day of the eviction, okay? So now he knocks on the door, time for the tenant to go. What does the tenant do? He opens the door, puts a shotgun to his head, and takes himself hostage. He tried to pull the sheriff in the apartment, but the sheriff was grabbed the door jamb, and he didn't get put in. But now the guy's holding himself hostage because he didn't want to be evicted, which, you know what? Hey, who wants to be evicted? Sometimes it's a circumstance out of your control, but in many cases, it's a circumstance in your control, and that is the way you choose to go. However, in this particular case, this guy then puts the gun to his head, slams the door shut, hostage negotiation, helicopters flying around, school across the street evacuated, snipers on the roof. What a fucking shit show that turned out to be. Oof. You know what? Again, things you're never going to hear about from people who are in this industry. So these are all the questions I have for today, but here. Number one, pound on that subscribe button. Get in the community. My YouTube channel is going to become very active, so I'm going to need support from all the people in my community. And if you have any questions, please comment below. Send me your questions. I'll try to get to each and every one of them. I'll talk to you guys soon, and thanks for the support.